Demonic Angel. Today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the practices I do that kind of seem a little pagan to me, I would say, but you know, just kind of sharing some of my thoughts and practices, really. So, as probably a lot of you know, that I really think very highly of President Marbas of the Ars Goetia. I think, you know, I love all these kinds of ideas like, you know, particular spirit animals, you know, gods, and I think everybody just, I don't know, like, will gravitate towards a few favorites. There's thousands of gods, and, you know, I don't know, some relationships are just like that. And by that I really mean, I'll work with some entities maybe just one time, but if something, you know, makes me like feel drawn back to it, then I'll, you know, I might end up just including that spirit into some of my practices that are pretty much, you know, you consider like demonology, and just doing offerings, prayers, but essentially, like, it doesn't have to be fancy. I think is an idea I want to put out there. You know, I think people go, well, I don't have all this elaborate stuff, you know, so I'm not going to do it. But it's like, I mean, it's a lot of times, you know, probably every few weeks in this case, with President Marbas, one of my, you know, favorite spirits of the Ars Goetia, I just will, you know, draw his sigil. I've got my brand new bottle of apple cider vinegar. So it's still, you know, I'm gonna, after this video, I'm gonna go pour me some in some water. You know, take the cap off. It's kind of like my, you know, consecration. So, I mean, sometimes I just, you know, I'll draw this sigil. Every single apple cider vinegar bottle I drink. I mean, this is a, you know, a good size. It's the Bragg's, and you want organic with the mother. The mother is like the fiber and the prebiotics, which is really good for you for lots of different reasons that I probably rant and rave about all the time. But if it's pasteurized, it won't contain those prebiotics. So that's what, you know, the real benefit is. Like the gross, nasty stuff at the bottom. And because, you know, President Marbas is associated with health, that's, you know, just a practice. It's a way to, you know, in this, it can be really kind of simple, like just to honor, you know, a spirit like that, that you have a relationship with. You know what I mean? Like it can be very, very simplistic. You know, other times I will, you know, I'll just draw a sigil. You know what? I'd like to say that maybe I got a little bit better drawing. I mean, I have terrible handwriting anyway, but so it's gotten a lot better for me. I mean, I've been drawing sigils for years. But you know, I'll just go sit in a room, dark room, whatever, candlelight, and draw a sigil. Listen to President Marbas's end chant, and just draw the sigil while I you know, I might reflect on something I learned about health. So I like to just read a lot about anatomy, biology. Very fascinating to me, you know, but a range of stuff like psychology. But I you know, if I learn something that I can incorporate into a more, you know, I would say more like a spiritual, healthy lifestyle, but like through this, you know, understanding. I just love discovering things. It really feels like, you know, knowing things for oneself is just very, I guess, exhilarating in my case. So, you know, I just think of it like that. So I'll think of those things in my mind. What's something I learned or incorporated into, you know, what's a, you know, something that fascinates me about, you know, the human race, like those kinds of things I think about. But or even I'll get President Marbus sigils I've already drawn that I have respectfully put away basically in my occult items section, and I'll just have some tea with cinnamon or something. I find President Marbus likes earthy things, so, and I'll just leave a little bit of pour a little cup of tea for President Marbus, set it on my altar. Very simple. So, I mean, other times I might do something like put the his associated tarot on the altar. So there's just those few items, and hey, it's very easy to throw that together. It's not planning for weeks and days kinds of witchcraft. It's something that I think I think it does actually go by a little bit faster. Like, you just get used to maybe practicing it. But that's just something I thought I'd shared, that I do find that I like to think that spirits really do want our attention and that kind of I guess open kind of communication, and I just think it's a great way to be simple. I mean, you can be elaborate if you want, of course. That's a lot of fun, and that's kind of the draw, to occult groups, things like that, because it's very fancy and dramatic. And but that takes time and effort, expense, etc. So yeah, just sharing that with you guys. Hail President Marbus. Thanks, everybody. Good night.